Today on Is It Worth It, I've got the brand new Nissan Juke. But it's not just any old Juke, it's the new facelift with Nissan's brand new hybrid powertrain technology that's derived from Formula One. So if you want to find out if it's worth it, but also how it's different from any other hybrid out there and how it compares to the 1 litre petrol variant, then stay tuned. Also, if you do enjoy content like this and would like to see more, please do like and subscribe. It really does help us build a bigger community, but also it gives you the chance to comment on everything that you think about the Nissan Juke. So let's find out if the new Nissan Juke is worth it. So the first generation Nissan Juke came out in 2010 and is actually built up in the northeast in the Sunderland Nissan plant and still is to this day. Since its launch, it's sold over 340,000 units in the UK. Now in its second generation, which was launched in 2019 and again in 2022, we've got the new hybrid setup. So let's have a look at the front design. With this new generation, they seem to have simplified, make it look a bit more smarter, a bit more mature, and I like that. You also get these nice LED daytime running headlights. Looks very Nissan Ariya-like. I like these sort of creases at the front, really nice and neat. Big Nissan badge on the front. This is the entry-level mild hybrid. There is some differences here than what you'd get with your standard 1 litre petrol. For starters, you get this honeycomb designed V-motion grille. Well, this actually opens up automatically to help cool the engine and also closes to help with aerodynamics. But also you've got some front splitters with some silver plastic at the bottom, a big improvement in my eyes from the previous generation. So let's take a look at the side profile. As you can see, got the same sort of stance as the first generation. Again, it is still a Juke. It's a lot more sporty looking, more refined. It almost looks like the Nismo version actually. Quite nice. So you've got rear tinted windows on the back and you've got the obviously famous Juke door handles on the rear, chrome detailing on the side, but you've got the hybrid badge as well. So on this trim, you've got the connector trim. It's the entry level hybrid trim. You can't get any lower trims in the hybrid. They start at connector. And with that, you get 17-inch alloy wheels with aerodynamic inlets. You've got your ring mirrors here, all contrasting. You can get contrasting colours, but I prefer it in this pearl black. Got some nice creases here. Again, a lot more refined, a lot more sporty looking. Got your petrol cap here, and you've got the nice rear taillights and a more aerodynamically improved spoiler as well for the hybrid setup. You've got a 1.6 4-cylinder engine, which creates about 93 brake horsepower. Also, you've got a starter motor, 28 brake horsepower, and another motor, electric motor, to give about 20 brake horsepower as well. So all in all, in conjunction, all together will make about 141 brake horsepower. So let's have a look at the rear design. And Nissan have kept it really sharp and sporty looking, especially with this sharp drop off at the back here. Looks a lot better than the previous one. At the top, you've got a rear taillight with an improved spoiler for aerodynamics. Got a glass panel here, which is see-through, but it's also tinted. You've got your rear wipers, hybrid badge and the Juke badge with Nissan's new emblem. But then at the bottom, it's really nice actually. This sloped off finish, and you've got some nice diffusers here at the back. No big bulging exhausts or anything. You've got the wraparound rear taillights, almost like squared off, which is quite nice. But yeah, all in all, I do like it. So what's the interior like inside the new hybrid Juke? Well, first off, it seems quite sporty and a little refreshing. You've actually got a selection of different sort of materials. Some nice carbon fibre inserts, obviously they're fake, but looks quite nice. But you do get some really tough plastics though around the glove compartment. You get a really deep glove compartment, but you do get some really deep door bins mixed in with glossed metal look to the plastics. Not too bad. Kind of gets away with it actually in the Juke. You do get a 7-inch TFT display, which to be fair, isn't that great. It looks like a phone from the 2000s. Outdated, really low resolution. It doesn't feel as intuitive as you would imagine. You also don't get a wireless charging mat either. You just get this mat here, and you don't even get wireless Apple CarPlay. You have to plug it in as well via a USB connection, which I don't think is good enough really for this price of car, because this is coming in at roughly around £30,000, which sounds expensive, but if you take into account other cars, even a Fiesta is around about £17,000 now. In the middle, just like the old one, you've got the huge circular dome where the gearbox is housed. In the middle, you've got your auto hold electric handbrake with the e-pedal mode with some carbon fibre inserts for your cup holders. In the centre, there's not much space, not that deep really. Got a 12-volt socket, an aux port and a standard USB. The aircon, it's not dual aircon, which I would have thought it would be, but you've got these buttons that you can press and it works quick enough. Also, instead of your rev counter, you've got this charge power eco mode, as if it was taken straight from the Nissan Leaf. The seats are very comfortable. You've got a mix of fabric and faux leather, but I think on the higher trims you get some Bose stereo sound speakers on the side here. You've got your lights up here, SOS and vanity mirrors. But because of the sort of bubble roof with the Juke, you do get a lot of headroom as well, and I really do like the driving visibility. The rear visibility is okay, actually, it's not too bad. So what's the practicality like in the back of the Hybrid Juke? Well, first off, knee room, and I have had to push that front seat a little forward. If the driver's got long legs, and if you've got long legs, I think you'll struggle. However, you've got some cushioned seats in front, so you're not against any hard plastics. I think for short journeys you'll be okay. Because of the clever design of the roof, headspace is surprisingly really good. Getting in and out of the Juke's pretty easy actually, and you do get your speakers at the bottom here with some surprisingly big door bins. Now at the back, there's nothing special, just got a deep cut out here to put some coins in, and you've only got one USB port as well. Yeah, that's not too bad either. I'm quite impressed with that actually. It's better than I thought it would be. And again, the way the roof's angled, they really have taken into account taller people, but you don't get an armrest at all, which is weird. And you've got your Isofix seats. It's the same sort of fabrics and faux leather in the back. It is comfortable, even though quite firm. Headrests do move up, so yeah, I think for long journeys it can feel a little claustrophobic, but again, this is what the compact SUV is like. You're not going to have tremendous amounts of space, but all in all, yeah, it's not too bad. So let's have a look at the boot space. And Nissan promised 354 litres with the hybrid version, so you do take a hit of 68 litres from the normal petrol 1 litre variant, which is 422. However, if you do fold the seats down, you get over 1,000 litres of space. Pretty decent. Now in the back, hopefully the low cover doesn't fall off. Yeah, in the first one there was a lot of issues with that. Got this nice Juke branded floor mat. Then I'm gonna see if you get, nope, you just get a compression kit. You get some little hooks here, and to actually pull the seats down, you've got some hooks here at the side, and the seats do fold back. You do get a bit of a load lip, but then it does fall quite deep. It's kind of smoothed out, shouldn't be too much of an issue, but because the Juke's quite low anyway, it's quite a low stance car, it should be actually pretty easy to do. So what is the new Nissan Juke like to drive with this new powertrain? So Nissan claim you can drive this 80% of the time in full electric. You've got the automatic gearbox, and I'm going to whack it into drive. What you do notice though, at the front center console, you've got an EV button, so you can tap that and the car will set off in EV mode. However, when you put it into drive, the car will set off in full electric mode. That would have changed to the petrol engine in the normal standard hybrid, whereas this, it just keeps going, which is really good. You can actually get up to about 32 to 33 miles per hour, and then the petrol engine will kick in. You go 60 miles per hour and full electric. To get that sort of figure, a hybrid setup, you'd have to be in a plug-in hybrid for that. But I'm not. I'm in a self-charging hybrid. I mean, that's quite remarkable, really. So the key point to note with this hybrid powertrain is it's not a standard hybrid, it's a self-charging hybrid. However, you can use it as a generator to generate more power for the battery, but also you can use it for a petrol engine on its own, where it will just harmoniously kick in with the electric engine as well. It's similar to Nissan's e-power technology, where a petrol engine would be used as a generator solely, and the wheels will then be powered by a motor. However, this kind of gives you the best of both, because you can drive it where the wheels are driven through the petrol engine, but also through the electric motor as well. And you can switch to full EV mode and vice versa. So I can tell straight away it's definitely an improvement from the last generation. It seems a lot more composed. It just seems, it's definitely not dynamic, but its chassis is definitely being tweaked. You can tell even the suspensions, which is quite surprising, is quite firm. I didn't expect that. It's not horrifically firm, but it does seem to deal with most of the bumps on the road okay. But it's not as soft as I thought it would be. So let's wrap up this video review on the latest Nissan Juke. It's a total improvement over the first generation, not only inside, but outside too. Even with the hybrid setup, you get some exterior improvement. Remember, it's got that new hybrid technology inside. Very clever indeed. and I love how you can pretty much drive nearly 80% in full EV mode. However, it's not the most refined engine. If you're looking for something a bit smoother, potentially look at the e-Power Qashqai. Looking at MPG though, are you going to be hitting 50? Potentially, depending on how you drive. However, you do have to take a hit on the boot space with the hybrid setup, but overall, I don't think many Juke buys will be bothered about that. I think if you're a young family, I think you should give it a shot. However, if you want something a bit smoother, a bit bigger, I think you're best off looking for a Qashqai. However, what's more important is we'd like to know what you think. Let us know what you think of the Nissan Juke. Are you a fan or not? Let us know either way. A massive shout out to Westway Nissan in Manchester for letting us review this new Juke Hybrid. If you are interested and would like to know more or even book a test drive, I'll leave a link in the description below. And of course, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. It really does help build the community and lets us do more car reviews like this. Stay tuned and see you on the next one.